On this episode of the Casually Human podcast with Martin Kigondu, we have the honor of sitting down with the love child himself, love child turned lion, the brilliant Kevin Wyre, aka Wyre, aka Lion. Wyre is a multi-award-winning legendary Kenyan reggae, dancehall, R&B musician and producer with a solo career running decades, but also an impressive runner under the Necessary Noise and East African Bashmen, the best. There's different groups over the years. Our convo walks us through the versions of the person that he was and who he had to step up to and become through the making of the music, the memories, through fatherhood and through his techpreneurship that most of you would never guess he did. We talk beginnings, becomings, purpose and play in this warm and soulful episode, which closes with a brilliant acoustic set by the main man himself. AI! Tell me a more befitting way to close out a season. Well, here's Wyre for you. Enjoy. How are you, man? Ukwaje?
Wow, it's been a long journey.
Yeah?
When I look back, ups, downs, but I'm proud of what we've achieved so far.
Yeah.
Couple of new ventures in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
which I'm very excited about. I think an artist is all about reinventing yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You need to change with the times. You need to figure out, how do I stay relevant in this space that's ever changing? How do you market yourself as an artist? How do you maintain yourself as a brand or evolve as a brand?
Yeah.
So that's been keeping me busy.
Okay.
You might not constantly see me on the charts, but behind the scenes, I'm working on some stuff that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah. No, we appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic to have you here.
Thank you.
Active
Thank you.
and working and clearly, how would I phrase it? Underground, busy, underground, effective, you know?
Thank you.
Asante sana. Good. Now, the last time I sat down, so I'm on radio as well.
Okay.
And I have this show where I play a lot of old school Kenyan music. And not too long ago, I played Wyre featuring Tipsy G.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yo, okay, bring that back. That is Wyre and Tipsy G. And I found that so interesting because this feels like two very different generations.
Yeah.
So this a very young
They are.
fellow out here doing his thing, almost a very different language, you know. And we say Sheng evolves, but Sheng Yasai is super different. And then
I'm still trying to catch up.
you know.
Yeah.
So how do we get there? You know, and the reason I ask this is because I want to talk about the latest EP. Then we'll throw it back. You know, take it back to the makings of the Love Child.
So it's always been my quest to stay ahead of the game.
Okay.
Reason being, if you try and jump on what's hot at the current moment, and you're going to die with the fashion. You know what I mean?
This is true.
The moment one trend dies, you die with it. But what if you're ahead of the game, you know? So back then when we were starting out with Necessary Noise, we were doing a lot of experimental projects, you know what I mean? Some guys were asking us, why are you trying to sound Jamaican? Why are you doing hip hop? Why are you blending this R&B and dancehall? It's not making sense. But it worked out, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to figure out what our sound was, you know what I mean? By the time we were doing the second album for Necessary Noise, now we became household names because now we managed to make more of anthems. And we had a sort of a cult following, man. It was amazing. So now, through the years, I study a lot of other artists because I don't think you can be this, on top of your game in this industry if you're only self-engrossed. You know what I mean? Look at what's happening on the charts, look at other artists, look at the kind of following they have. I've always been an artist who's wanted to explore other markets. I'm like, fine, I've got my diehard reggae and dancehall fans, but there's this new whole new generation of artists with their following that maybe I can reach with my influence. So I'm not saying, since Tipsy G is an urban tone artist, I don't want to come and do urban tone. I want to bring my style and try and see what we can do if we mash both our genres. And he was very easy to work with. We met at an event, I think it was at Juakali's birthday party. And we got to meet each other. He's like, yo, I listen to your music. I like your sound. I'm like, you're doing great as well. So let's link up when we can. So when I was working on my Untitled EP, I was like, you know what? Let me try and see how he's going to interpret this jam I've worked on, which was a love song. It was like an up-tempo R&B love song. I sent it to him, and he really liked it. He's like, you know what? I like this sound. Let me come to the studio. We jammed with it for about 2-3 hours, and we came out with a classic.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I was happy. The reason I was proud of that project is it didn't sound like the usual hymn. And in most cases, what happens is you put two different artists to collaborate, a new sound comes out, and that creates a new market for both of you. And I've been checking the stats online, and I'm seeing the response for that single has been quite amazing, and it's very encouraging.
Oh, look at that, man. And good job on that particular one, Maze. I've shared my favorite right before we started. You know the Sanaipe one?
Yeah.
But hey, I love it. Where are you working on this particular one? Mind State, working on Untitled? Because I bet you've been sitting on it for a while. So where are you mentally?
So the reason for the name in the first place, Untitled, is because for many of my other albums, I had a way of describing the body of work. Definition of a love child was a transition from Necessary Noise going into my own thing. So yes, I'll still work the love child in Necessary Noise, but I want guys to know my sound for me, which is more of the R&B side fused with the dancehall. And that's why I called it Definition of Love of a Love Child. 10 Years Wiser came out 10 years after the Necessary Noise album. And it meant I felt that I've grown musically when it comes to composing music. As a performer, I just become a husband and a parent. So much had gone through. That's why the name fitted, the title worked. Yeah. Now, Lion was more of a rebrand. It was a state of mind I was in at that point, because I felt the music industry is very harsh, very, very harsh. And it's not easy to navigate, especially to stay relevant for quite a number of years, and to be able to monetize your career all through. It's been very harsh to quite a number of artists who, unfortunately, have had to leave. And I would like, first of all, I can see my very first manager, David Morida, in the crowd.
Hey.
What that man has done for this industry, a coffee for David, man. We went through, it's madness. It's not easy managing artists, turning them into sellable commodities from scratch. It's not easy. So at that point, Lion made sense to me because I felt that I had been resilient enough in the game. I'd gone through so much trial and error and experimenting. And I still, at that point, when it seemed almost impossible, I still managed to be able to put out a body of work through all the stress and the discouragement and all the madness that was going on. The title track, Lion itself, was also dedicated to my son, because we had a pretty rough pregnancy when we were about to lose him, if anything. But I got down on my knees, I prayed, and yeah, man, God blessed me with an amazing son. So for me, the resilience in that, on his end, made me write that song, and that's how Lion came out.
Lion,
You know what I mean? Fast forward to 2025. Untitled, the EP. I'm a big fan of Sanaipe. Amazing vocalist, amazing songwriter, and I'd never quite had her on a reggae track apart from the Rastaman song that she did.
Rastaman, yes, huge fan.
So when I sent her the rhythm, she loved it, And she's like, say no more. Let's do this. And that's how that came up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay.
they're still, we're currently at the phase where we're working on the visuals for some of the tracks on the EP.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
As well. So
Nice. No, you should be proud of the reception because,
Thank
hey, that's a classic already.
Thank you,
Mazee.
man.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well
Appreciate
done.
it.
Yeah, good. Let's throw it back. Yeah. The last time, the first time I think I saw you and knew this is Wyre was probably on a Pulse. you know, tulikuwa nagojea Friday to see Scandal. Hello. Probably on a Pulse. But your voice was always, like, I don't know, there was a time where we knew celebrity by voice and by what they've done. Right now we know them mostly because of the face and everything else. But I remember the reactions, especially from the babes. Nico, Mazee hata he hasn't sung, you've just seen him. So I'm curious, at what point in your life you start noticing the eyes on you, especially because of talent? So is there an early memory around you singing and the crowd feeling moved and now the attention is on you? And what do you feel about this? Are you walking towards it? Are you running away from it? What's the earliest we can go?
high school.
High school.
No, actually primary school.
Okay.
So I started pretty early, but I was a big fan. My first tape ever that I owned was Don Carlos tape. So that's how I fell in love with reggae. And now, a few years later, a couple of other artists came in now on the dancehall side. Yellowman, Shabarangs, Snow, Bones Americans. So I don't know if you remember this song, Informer. So I'm the only one in my class who could sing that.
Yeah.
And guys used to ask me, why you perform for us, Informer? You know what I mean?
And this is primary school now.
Primary school.
Yeah.
I was like class 4 or 5. And I started doing that pretty early. I got into high school. I joined the school choir. We formed an a cappella group called Soul Pack.
Soul Pack.
And what happened is Soul Pack became so famous, we started performing in different high schools. So our music teacher used to carry us. I was like, listen, we're going for this function and we'd like you guys to come and perform. So that's the first time now I started signing autographs in high school, because after performing on stage, the fans, Nini,
yeah,
they want autographs and stuff. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
not pretty bad.
Yeah.
So that's when I started, getting used to it.
Are you seeing it as a career then? Are you seeing like this could be a path that I actually take?
At that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I always knew this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think that's one of the reasons I managed to pull it off.
Okay.
You need to see it from a certain age, man. You know what I mean? One of the things that really helped also was the support from my parents.
Okay.
There's a lot of my peers in the industry who stopped music because they're folks are like, well, surely get a job, man.
What are those?
So you look for a job.
Yeah.
My dad, first of all, my parents are the ones who co-funded. They sponsored our first album.
Okay. Oh,
the necessary noise one.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's dope.
So that's what helped us get our first album out.
Okay.
And we used to produce our CDs in the UK and ship them back in.
Okay.
So that support was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when my first solo album came out, my dad used to be in with his pals in the bar, like, listen, this is my son's album, buy it. So they were proud of me doing what I was doing at that point. So that, I think that's one of the things that also really propelled my career back then.
Definitely.
Because if I didn't have that initial support, I'd actually be a journalist.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Because I studied
mass communication.
Yeah.
So, but even that time, I was trying to get to whatever can get me close to production still. And that's how I ended up being the first intern of Audio Vault, which is Ted Josiah's label. Ted Josiah, David Marithi, and Mike Rabah.
Yeah.
And I was the first producer, intern as a producer.
Yeah.
That's how I got into production fully, man.
Look at that. Look at that. So clearly, all these things are sort of connected. Because low key, it sort of has to start from home.
Yeah.
And it could be from the environment having a lot of music in it. But clearly, in this case, there probably was that. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of music around you.
Oh, yeah. My dad had the largest collection of vinyl.
Look at that.
home.
Yeah.
He used to take us for concerts. I remember when Sanford Thomas, guys, if you know that name, you know I'm not young. When Sanford Thomas came to Nairobi,
Yeah.
and we went for his concert, man. It was a family show, and me and my brother were on stage trying to grab the mic from him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
But you
At
were younger though.
JK Resort Club, some place called JK
Yeah.
Resort Club. Can you imagine?
Wanting to sing.
Yeah.
Okay. His songs.
So yeah.
Okay.
I knew his songs back to back
look
because I
at
had the
that,
vinyl
man.
at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely my dad is a big fan of Lingala,
Yeah.
Rumba. Used to listen to Don Williams, Charlie Pride, everyone.
Look at that. Okay, okay. Yeah, so clearly surrounded by music, supported by parents who are not only fans of the craft,
Yeah.
but also like fans of yours.
Definitely.
Seeing your dad going out there and pushing all this. I don't know, it clearly changes something, not only in a child, but also in a young man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, did you notice then? Ama, did you just take it for granted? Okay, no, that's my dad, that's what he does.
When you're that young, you see it just as a normal
It's
thing.
kawaida,
I'm like,
yeah.
yes, dad's taking us out for a good time, family fun day or something. But as you grow up and you start seeing the kind of challenges other artists are going through, especially because of not getting support or being discouraged by their parents to pick up the arts, that's when you get to appreciate it. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, no, wow, if I didn't get that support back then, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So let's throw it back to necessary noise. Let's talk about playing as a duo. You know, you started as a trio first, yeah? With Bamzi in it, the African Superman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, then later we now knew Necessary Noise just as the two of you. How is it, or even in the mind space of the time, yeah? How badly did you think of the solo career? Ama, when you were just as Necessary Noise, you're fully there. Ama, was there a peeking into, you know, that thing could still, you know.
So we were all solo acts.
Okay.
Before we met up. And at that point, both Nazizi and I were both recording at Audio Studios. And I remember first time we met, I think we were doing an event at a village market. I was performing my single Sikiza. Naz had music out, Mama Mama Natakuwa Rapa.
Yeah.
She had featured on Nicki's song back then as well. So we met and I was like, yo, I really like your sound. She's like, I like your sound too. Let's see if Ted can work on something, if we can work on a collaboration.
Okay.
So next time we met in studio, we were like, Ted, yo, can we try and see if we can work on something with me and Wyre? He started working on, he's like, okay, let's see where this goes. He started working on a beat. And I remember it was more of like a dancehall beat back then. And right around the same time, there was another artist who used to frequent the studio a lot. and that artist was K-Rapt. So Ted was like, hey, bro, try and jump on this track as well. Okay. So the initial unit was myself, Nazizi, and K-Rapt.
K-Rapt.
And we were so excited, man. You're like, man, this is a new sound. Nobody's done this before. And I remember even us trying to prep for upcoming performance, doing rehearsals at Naz's place. It was like, what was the melody? K-R-U-P-T, Nazizi na Wyre, Tuki dance, tunakatik. Some funny melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first unit was actually Nazizi, myself, and K-Rapt. And, but one thing I love about Ted was a perfectionist.
Okay.
It's like there's something missing. Let's try and create something else. Let's see what we can come up. So around the same time, I think Ogopa was interested in working with K-Rapt.
Okay.
So he started coming less to Audio Vault
and more to Ogopa. Yeah.
So myself and Naz, we kept on working. And then we started working on the second track, and Ted was like, you know what? There's something this song is missing. I need a rapper, an English rapper. anybody you guys know? So Naz was like, actually, this pal of mine, we grew up with him in the hood. Let me come with him tomorrow. Next day, who comes in? African Superman, Bamzi.
Bamzi.
And that's the day we finished recording Clang Clang.
Was that the first as the trio?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the first single that we ever put out on radio.
Oh, look at that. And
so
on radio, are they saying this is Necessary Noise? Or are they saying this is you, each of you individually?
So before it started playing on radio,
yeah,
around the same time as when Safaricom was being launched. And at that point, Audio Vault was also doing the activations for Safaricom.
Okay.
So by default, oops, we were there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it helped that we were there. We started doing some of the performances. So the very first show we did was at Nakumati UK, just down here before it was brought down.
Yeah.
And what happened is they called Bamzi on stage first. He performed. Then I went on. Then Azizi went on. And then we do then we get to perform Clown.
Yeah, the three of you now.
Yes. So the next stop was a show in the Eastlands immediately after. So David, amazing man, David came to us and he's like, listen guys, I'm not gonna introduce you as Wyre, Azizi and Bamzi again. Get a name before we get to the next stop. I'm like, David, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm not introducing that again. That was the longest drive. Because now we're trying to brainstorm. Do we BNW, No, it sounds corny.
Yeah.
This, that. So like 10 minutes into the ride, Naz just said, Necessary Noise. Everybody went quiet. We were like, that's it.
It clicked.
That's it. Because
it clicked.
It described us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In many cases, you put different artists of different genres together to try and make music. There's a high chance it'll end up as noise.
Yeah.
But in our case, we gelled so well. So it described
Necessary
us.
Noise.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that story.
So by the time we got to the next venue, David opening the door, we're like, Necessary Noise. So proud, eh?
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, it's Necessary Noise. He was like, I like it. And that's how I was born.
That is how I was born.
We dropped the tune on radio, Capital FM back then. Hits Not Homework. And it stayed on number one for like
the longest.
3-4 weeks.
Bless.
And that's where we knew, okay, we're on to something.
Yeah.
Hit back studio, did the second single, Lovers Rock, and third one was called Shuja. And we decided, you know what, this group thing is working.
It's a group.
So we did the first album, which was self-titled, and
look at that. Look at that, man. Man. And the weirdest thing for me is probably when you guys were number one on Capital FM, I probably voted.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we probably
Nice.
read. Hey, good times. Good times.
So we did a launch in By Italia. Okay, please excuse the age also. By Italia. And I remember, so one of the things that made Necessary Noise famous back then was our stage act. We had an amazing team. So we used to light like a fire on stage. Myself and Bamzi jump through the fire, and then Nas comes out of out of nowhere. So I remember when we were launching the album in By Italia, we did the fire thing. Me and Bamzi jumped through, and we're like, "We're not saying necessary. You saying noise. Necessary noise." Crowd's going crazy, and then all of a sudden, Nas came through the crowd with security.
Hey.
And I'll never forget, there's a lady who turned like this and saw Nas and passed out. Passed out. But we always laugh about that thing with Ted and David, because it's the hype you create around this brand. You know what I mean? And they'd never ever seen anything like that on stage.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Safari 7s that year, we entered through the crowd on Ducati bikes. So we have your microphone and you have your outriders coming in. It was madness. By the time you're getting on stage, there's pyrotechnics going up. It was crazy, man.
Yeah. It was like a show.
Oh yeah.
And lest you forget, remember this episode of the Casually Human podcast with Martin Kigondu is brought to you by Sugar Bowl. Sugar Bowl is a casual, full-service dining restaurant featuring an inviting indoor and outdoor space with a fresh, unpretentious ambience with warm colors. Perfect for intimate dinners, business meetings, and social gatherings. Their menu is strongly based off a continental cuisine enhanced with Mediterranean and Italian influences. So go, visit, dine, take your girlfriend, your boyfriend, take your book readings, your solo dates, your meetings, birthdays, and so on to the Sugar Bowl restaurant already. They are conveniently located at the Shell petrol station in Spring Valley, napo ni hapa tu Lower Kabete. Again, go check them out. Have a good time and tell them Sugar Bowl came highly recommended by Martin Kigondu from the Casually Human podcast. Let's get back into the convo. Yeah, myself. Cheers, man. Good. Have a bit of more. Thank you. We keep going? Nice. Necessary Noise is now legit. It's out here. It's literally making the noise, yeah? What's going on in your life in this season? Are you living in your parents' home? Are you by yourself somewhere in a kabetsita in Nairobi? What's going on?
I was still living with my folks.
Okay.
At that point.
Yeah.
But that's when I was doing my studies, my mass communication studies.
Okay, so you're still in school?
I was still in school. However, that's the same time I got my first full-time job as a producer.
Okay.
As well. So 3 months after the release of the first album, both Nas and Bumsy had to leave the country for further studies. So it sort of put the first album on hold in terms of marketing because we weren't
you can't push as hard, yeah.
So that's when I really got heavily back into production. And we ended up doing a lot of work for different companies, different corporates in terms of doing adverts, copywriting. I did a lot of adverts for Safaricom back then, Unilever, Bidco, many companies back then.
Hey, Wyre, you've been in the bag for a while there. Yeah. You've been doing all right.
Yeah, but so I really grew as an artist because I went heavily back into production.
Yeah.
I managed to produce for a lot of artists back then as well. I produced for Achieng Abura, Bredsan, Prezo, co-produced for Gidi Gidi Maji Maji. And also got into a lot of voiceover work as well. There's many voiceovers out there, you don't know what mine.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. But for me, I really grew as an artist that time because now I got to a point where I was very comfortable to be able to package an artist for this market and get them to a place where you can sustain a livelihood with your music. As I also knew now what I wanted for myself as an artist in terms of the sound, in terms of the quality of recording, mixing, mastering, producing as well. So that part of my life really helped me grow.
Yeah.
As an artist.
I like that. I like that because clearly you're low-key suggesting there could be importance to plateaus in your career, you know? Moments where, yes, you're still active, but you're not doing the thing we sort of know you for, right?
I get very uncomfortable feeling that I'm stagnant for some time. I guess it's just a me thing.
Yeah.
But I believe the moment you're comfortable is when people start forgetting you. You know what I mean? Times are changing. How do you stay ahead of your time? You might look crazy trying to pull off things that people haven't done. But in a couple of years, it'll actually pay off and guys will be like, oh, so this is where you're going. You know what I mean? I've done a couple of those experiments before and it worked pretty well.
Yeah. And this is a thing you've chosen even later in your career?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
With other things
That's still my
well.
mantra.
Yeah.
Still my mantra, yeah.
Oh, I like that. We'll jump into those as well, see all these different pivots over the years. Okay, so soon enough, Nas is back. What happens next?
So they both came back, both Nas and Bumsy, about, I think about 3 years after.
Okay.
And around the same time, Coca-Cola was investing in a couple of projects, album projects. They had just done Digi's album at that point, and Dija.
Hey, it's a classic.
And So Ted proposed to the agency at that time, why not work on a Necessary Noise comeback album? And they're like, okay, they liked the idea. So we started working on the album. Actually, as a whole unit, myself, Bamzi, and Nas.
Okay.
We worked on it for some time. But like halfway through, I think Bamzi's parents were pressuring him to go back to continue with his studies.
Okay.
So he just came to us and told us, guys, you know what? I don't want to be the one to hold the project again, like last time when we left. And he was like, respectfully, let me go back, clear my studies.
Let me bow out.
And we're like, cool. We discussed it as a group.
Yeah.
A lot of guys speculated that there was beef, but we didn't part on a bad note. So we agreed that myself and Nas would continue the project and put it out as Necessary Noise. So went back to the studio. We had to rework a couple of the tracks. I think there was only one that we left him in, which was called Nisham Tambua. I think Atemi was on the same song as well. And soon enough, we dropped that album in 2004. And
Place was on fire.
We were not ready.
Yeah.
Because of the Kenyan Boy album, we've traveled the whole world with Nas, man. That's my sister right there. We have traveled.
Yeah.
Because I think now it put both myself and Nas in a good place as household names. And it showcased our strengths. Lyrically, vocally, in terms of style, even in terms of branding. That was my beanie phase, my Marvin phase.
Yes.
It started becoming a thing in town. I'm seeing small kids in town wearing Marvins, so I was very proud of that. But one thing we noticed is that now our message really connected with the youth at that point, because they could see, it's like they could see guys their age now with a voice. We were addressing issues back then, I'd say pretty bold issues back then, the guys were not addressing before. But how we put it in the message, guys were like, okay, it sounds kind of cool, without sounding disrespectful, you know what I mean? So Kenyan Boy album, I remember there was awards after awards, nominations, winning awards. Shabu Latinis, I think that year we won the highest number. I think we got like, wow, it was about like 6 awards. I remember us trying to get
it was an
the last
MJ
picture
moment. Yeah.
before we left for Nakuru for a show, holding our awards.
Yeah.
Kisima Awards went very well that year as well. We started getting a lot of nominations. Channel O, we won a Channel O award, MTV award. So it put us in a pretty good place, myself and Nas.
Yeah.
As a stepping stone into our solo careers.
Yeah.
Go back into the solo careers.
Yeah.
2006 is when I released my solo album, Definition. But before then, I remember I actually produced a lot of the stuff on that album.
Okay.
Because that was my production phase.
Yeah.
I produced Chuki. And I remember calling Naz into the studio to have a listen to it. And she loved it. She's like, when are you dropping this? Around the same time is when Ted had started doing music videos. Ted is a genius. I watched Ted pick up a camcorder. He had a random camcorder in the studio. And he had a software on his computer that he had never used. So he took the camera. We used to have a cat, a really annoying cat in the studio. He started recording the cat. He went out, he recorded. He came back, he uploaded the footage onto the comp. He started editing. That's how Ted started videos.
Oh, just like that, yeah.
I watched him pick a camcorder. Shortly after, he started investing it in gear and stuff. And that's how he shot the Kenyan Boy video.
Look at that.
I was like, how do you go from picking a camcorder?
Yeah.
If there's anything that ever inspired me, it was that. And motivated me. I was like, how? Because he ended up being now the best video director in East Africa at that point.
Yeah.
So when it came to us doing the videos for the Kenyan Boy album, I remember us going to town that day, and I was in the middle. You remember where Sunbeam was?
Yes.
So I was in the middle of the road, the aisle, and Matris are passing, me and my thin self, and Ted is across the street. So people are just, it was the most awkward thing. Because I hadn't done anything like that.
Yeah.
And back then, guys never used to shoot music videos. But the day that video landed in KTN, played on a show called VP, which he used to produce as well.
VPO. Yeah.
Oh man, the number of calls I got, I could not believe, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So around the same time, so even before I get to the solo album, so we ended up having the biggest song in the country, Kenyan Boy, Kenyan Girl. I was still living at my falls place in Athi River. So when I'm done with my production phase, doing the adverts and everything, I used to commute back by Matre. So I remember going to bus station. We're outside Atsia Center. I never entered the mat. I'm sitting down. And this dude comes and sits next to me. And all he could do was this. So I'm like, dude, you okay? What's going on? He was so shocked. He's just like this.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it.
So what I hadn't noticed is that we were on constant rotation. If it's not radio, it was TV. And back then, there was only two or three TV stations back then. The rotation was mad. My biggest song was about a matatu.
And here you are.
In a matatu. It did not help the situation.
Yeah.
It didn't help the situation. Ah, man. A few months after, I bought a car, man.
Okay,
I bought
like,
Ted's
that's
car.
it. Yeah.
In fact, I bought, off my first endorsement with Naz, I bought Ted's car. I was like, no, it's not happening. I can't.
Yeah.
So I was not ready for that kind of fame by that point. But now this is when now the new urban music had come in. It was on high rotation. FM stations like Capital, Kiss, Metro are just playing our music nonstop. And Kenyans had embraced this sound that we used to hear abroad, but now has been localized to our language. You have rappers sounding as good as foreign rappers, dancehall artists sounding as good. You know what I mean? So I think it was an amazing phase for the industry at that point. And I was so glad to be part of it.
Oh, man.
2006 is when now I dropped my next album, which first single was Chuki. So since it was sort of a transition from Necessary Noise to my solo sound, I wanted to showcase both my passions, which was the
reggae and R&B?
The R&B
Yeah.
and the reggae and dancehall. So my first single was intentionally Chuki. Chuki now got a life of his own. The next single was Make a Choice, because I wanted to show guys the dancehall side. Now with that, it gave me flexibility on stage of toning it down and doing the more intimate stuff, or doing acoustic shows and stuff for the corporates. And then now there's my dancehall side, which I could do more in the concerts, get guys dancing and stuff like that. So it was very strategic.
Look at that.
And it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, no, it definitely did. It definitely did. Around the same season. I'm sure if I ask you guys to like remind us where you are around 2006, I'm not looking at you, Mokena, but like, you know, I'm curious where you'd be. Unakumbuka? 2006, I'm at Sichome. Aya, it is well.
It's not on camera.
It's not on camera. Oh, good. Aya. So R&B clearly tick, yeah? Reggae tick. But you remember your first single, you're rapping. What happened to the rapping?
So there was still the Aaron Sikiza. Wow.
Yeah. You were doing some Ed Sheeran before Ed Sheeran, you know? Yeah.
So that's the first record I did with Ted Josiah. And you see, my demo, the very first demo I gave Ted was a fusion of singing and some snow bone thuggish sound.
Okay, sort of.
So that fusion for him, he had never heard
experimental
it.
rapping. Okay.
He had never heard it. And I remember the first day I went to see him at the studio. Man, that day was crazy. First day I ever took my demo to Ted's office. I wasn't even let in the gate. I'd gone there with my manager that time, and the caretaker opened the latch and put his face under the. It was madness. So I'm seeing a face where he's supposed to open the lock.
Yeah.
He's like, yes. Like, I'd like to see. I'm here to see Ted. He's like, Ted is not here. Through the gate, I could see his car.
Yeah.
But I understood. I was like, so I handed over my demo and my contact. And we left. So about 3 weeks later, I get a call at home on our landline. And it's like, hi, we're calling from Audible Studios. Ted Josiah would like you to come to the studio and have a talk with you. So I called my manager quick, like, dude, listen. This guy wants to see us, man. You think, how do you do this? He's like, yeah, let's go. Monday, we're there. So we're chilling in the reception like this. And all of a sudden, I see Johnny of Kalamashaka passing by. I'm like, no. Now, K-Shaka at that time was like Lost Boys to an artist who was not even recorded.
Yeah.
Shortly we're chilling at this Kama of K-Shaka, and then Roba. I was losing it.
Yeah.
So the receptionist came and called us into the studio. And when we enter the studio, who do I find? Ted Josiah and Ambrose Mandogo Digital.
Yeah.
Because he was his protege.
Mandogo Digi, yeah.
He was his protege at that time. In the most beautiful studio I'd ever seen in my life. It was so intimidating. I've never seen a studio like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, who's who? I told him, I'm Wyre, my manager. And he was like, okay, have a seat. I listened to your demo. And I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. Okay, here we go. I listened to your demo. I didn't even tell K-Shaka this. But your demo was tight. I loved it.
That's awesome.
So I'm there trying to keep it cool and gangster. I'm like, thank you, sir. Thank you. Inside, I'm doing backflips. I was going nuts.
Yeah.
That time, that's like Quincy Jones or Timberland
Yeah.
telling you your demo
You're
is
good.
tight.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So he's like, listen, come back in about 2 weeks. I want us to work on your first single. Like, okay, let's go. So when I came back after 2 weeks, I got into the studio. When I entered the studio, who do I find in the session? Nikki.
Nikki, Sheila Mwanyiga.
Sheila Mwanyiga.
Hey.
Sheila was like Mary J. Blige that time.
This is such a good comparison.
And Ted is telling me, listen, I want you guys to work on a single together. I'm like, me? Seriously, me? Like, I was in shock.
Yeah.
So we started working on a jam together. We never completed it. We did like a chorus and a verse, but never came out. After that session, Ted told me, come back after a week, let's see what else we can work on. And that's when we started working on Sikiza.
Yeah.
So
was it, did he ask for the rapping? Ama, he was like, you remember in your demo, you...
So in the first session,
yeah.
He was like, I know you love Genuine, so let's see what we can make along that line. So we started working on it. We wrote, I voiced, and he's like, this climax needs something different. Can you rap? I'm like, no. No, you can't rap. I had your demo.
Yeah.
So give me sort of like a twister kind of flow.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. So I went home, did my push-ups, came back. The day I came back, I tore it up. He was like, I like that.
Yeah.
And that's how Skiza came out, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, man. Okay, sawa. I love it. And I now get why the rapping never came back. Because originally, you're like, it wasn't ever really supposed to be there.
Thing.
Okay. So we've seen the beginnings of, and thank you for taking us back to the meeting point of you and Ted. Then we've journeyed through at least a good chunk of Necessary Noise with Bamzi and Post Bamzi. And we spoke about your albums, one after the other. So I'm curious about, there could be a couple, but what would you say is one of the most important lessons you learned from your necessary noise days that sort of held you through your solo career so far?
When it comes to working on projects, teamwork is much easier.
Okay.
You share the work on this body of production, and I mean, in a group of 2 or 3 guys, everybody's taking their verse, and you take care of your 16 bars and you're done. When it comes to sharing ideas and concepts, it's easier to brainstorm. So maybe when it comes to things like preferences of the image of the group, that's where maybe at times you might differ.
Differences,
because you each have different tastes at that point.
Yeah.
You're able to experiment more as a solo artist because
There's a sense of freedom.
yeah, there's some freedom.
Yeah.
In a group, you also have to be considerate of what are the likes and dislikes or the taste of your fellow group members as well, which is not a bad thing, because at times that compromise is what makes the success of the group. You know what I mean? If everybody was self-centered in a group, you're going nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? There has to be some level of compromise.
Yeah.
Even while performing on stage, at some point you're like, okay, at this point you're the one who's taking off your shirt. Me, I don't have a six-pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
you share roles? At this point, you're the one who's going to do a 16-bar freestyle on stage because you embody hip-hop in the group.
Yeah, you're
You know what I mean?
better at it.
You're the love child, you're the ladies' man. Go and give out a rose at this point. So everybody has their role within the group. And as soon as you identify it, it's easier to make it work.
Yeah, run with your
As a
strength.
solo artist, it's you making all the decisions. So it's more of you trying to figure out how do I rebrand or take my brand to the next level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, it's definitely one of those. Now you guys are, grown now. You spoke of meeting Tipsy G at Juakali's birthday. I'm curious, what are these conversations now? What are you guys talking about? Mtoto ameenda shule. What is different
Oh,
now?
man, you
Yeah,
should-
with the Juakalis,
You
the
DM
namelesses.
me nameless and Jua, man.
Yeah, yeah. What's going
Times
on?
have changed. We're all fathers, we're all husbands.
Yeah.
And we did a song called Visa the other day. And so many dudes in our DMs and they were just laughing. They're like, my guy,
Yeah.
you can relate, eh?
Yeah.
We've got responsibilities. At times you're just thinking, it's that time as looking for school fees kind of thing. You guys are planning for your family holiday and stuff, so you're not taking gigs during this period. It's interesting how we've all grown into now that phase of our lives.
Yeah.
And we can sit down, we go out as families and watch our kids running up and down. And we started out together
Yeah.
back then when we were doing Safaricom Live in 2011 or 2010. Who knew years later we'd still be here doing what we
Still
love.
be
15
here.
years later, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Still active.
But we give thanks, we're still here doing what we love. You know what I mean? We don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've spoken of a few instances where you had to pivot, and I promised we'd come back to that, yeah? So let's talk about the things you've had to do in between to still, for lack of a better word, stay afloat, either creatively, either financially, either follow different interests.
Okay.
What are these other pockets that you've been dabbling in on?
So about 5 years ago, I sort of stumbled into the tech space.
Okay.
And I'd say, I always say it was by mistake, because what happened is a friend of mine had a platform. I built a platform called Reward Ads.
Okay.
And it was being incubated under Adenian Labs, which is a startup tech startup incubator. And he was like, bro, I'd like you to come through and see what you can do for my product in terms of production of an advert, and also you endorsing it as a brand. I was like, okay, let me come through, let's see what I can do. Because he knew that I was into production doing my adverts for Skynet back in the day and Unilever. So I went to the office and he showed me the platform and what it does and stuff. And I was like, okay, I think I have a couple of ideas of what I can work on in terms of signature tune and advert for you. He's like, okay, before you leave, I'd like to introduce you to my director, the head of the CEO of the incubator.
Okay.
So I went to meet him. We talked a bit, and slight introduction. He's like, okay, he's working on my advert for me. I'm like, okay, cool. Looking forward to that. So on leaving, I meet his assistant director, who is Tanzanian based here. But she knew me from my touring days because she was a media personality on that side. She's like, Wyre, you're here. What are you doing here? So I explained to her what I'm doing, and she was like, you know what, come, I introduce you to John. I'm like, I've just met John. She's like, no, come, I introduce you to John properly. So when we got to talking with John, he's like, yeah, I think, I know, I've had some of your music because I've done collaborations with P Square, Two Face, and MI. So, and I've toured Nigeria for a bit. So they were like, you know what, there's a project we're working on, which is related to artists. And coincidentally, at that time, I was also working on a project, trying to see how I can get artists to monetize their art much easier. So we compared notes, and we were like, you know what, why not do a joint venture? Let's see how we can work on this. And soon enough, the next 2 days, I was in the office, starting to work on my my platform, which was called blowafrica.com, BLOOW Africa.com. And like I said, it was a platform that's like designed to be a one-stop shop for artists to be able to monetize their art much easily. I always tell artists, listen, you should stop giving yourself this complex that I'm not getting 1 million views in 2 weeks. Every career has its clock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're pressuring ourselves too much as artists, thinking that maybe I'm a failure in my career because I'm not achieving certain milestones within a certain time. And I'm like, you know what? Every upcoming artist, unestablished artist is in a WhatsApp group. And WhatsApp group of family or cousins, you know what I mean? That should be your first fan base. I mean, why am I pambaning to fill up a stadium and I'm not there yet?
Yeah.
But I have my cousins my 5 to 10 cousins who loyally every month can spend 1,000 bob on me. If I send you a link from my platform, from my catalog, you can support me by paying 1,000 bob for that link to download the song, and I send you the file. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why not try and empower artists in that way? You know what I mean? So we did a test phase for about 1.5 years, and it grew considerably because we did a couple of activations in the campus circuit, did a few star searches, and what happened is now some of these artists who we onboarded onto the platform started making some revenue through the same platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point, we had only gotten pre-seed from Adenian Labs. So that, at least with that, I had a proof of concept. I had my POC. But sustaining the platform became a challenge because you need your marketing budgets. And there's existing platforms out there. You have the monster monster platforms out there, which are doing major things.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't have the right traction on your platform, getting funding in those spaces becomes a bit of a challenge because they want to see your traction. But it was a very interesting phase for me because I ended up doing pitches for some of the most amazing people I'd ever met.
Yeah.
I would come from a show in Malindi on Sunday, come back into the office Monday, I'm doing a pitch to a potential investor who doesn't speak English, speaking in Japanese, and he has a translator. So I'm pitching, it's being translated to him. He's speaking, asking me questions, and it's being translated back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how did I end up in this space?
And yesterday I was in Malindi.
I'm like, I just want to sing. But that really opened my mind to a whole other scope of the industry that has been missing. What happened is I ended up getting quite a huge database of artists, both unestablished and established, who are on my platform. And there's a corporate entity who approached now Adenian Labs,
Okay.
especially John, and was interested in looking for a platform that had this database of artists, because they're looking at marketing their product.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, sure, we've got Wyre here. So Ted calls, John calls me into the office. She's like, Wyre met this guy. It's like, Wyre, you're in good hands. He left. So I'm left there. This guy has this betting platform. He's trying to market in this region, and he's seeking for my help. Bro, I pitched that day. I got the job. So now, in a span of 2 hours, I pivoted into a PR and marketing.
Yeah. You didn't come in the room knowing that's what you were about to do.
I'm like, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
But bro, that gave me a lifeline of like 5 more years.
That's dope.
Because the client was so happy with what we had done for them. Their numbers went up in terms of subscriptions, and they achieved certain milestones that they hadn't for a while. And I was like, maybe I am pretty good in, in this new venture.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had my experience in copywriting and production and doing jingles, production, signature tunes back in the days. So I applied that knowledge into this new venture, and thank God the PR and marketing company is up and running.
It's up and running?
Agency is still there right now.
Oh, man,
so we give
look at
thanks.
that. Hey, for more pivots.
Thank you, man.
That's what's up.
But that was the wildest pivot I've ever done. Hey, that one,
of all the others that you've done, Maze. But being a techpreneur is something else. The previous guest, something else. Ladies and gentlemen, so far so good? You're with us, eh? Side to Kotek. Yeah, we're about to...
Am I loud enough? Are we loud enough? Okay.
Yeah, good. As we are wrapping it up, I'm picking... As we are... Oh, Anasema, we could do a bit of volume?
Okay.
Good. As we are sort of wrapping it up, yeah? You've pivoted. You're still active. Like, this weekend there's a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jamaica is back in Nairobi.
Yeah.
You're still active out here. A brand new EP out here. Lionware, active, pushing, merch and all. Like, it's impressive that you're doing these things. Yet, to some of us, you're already successful. So, what is it that you're looking at, Wyre? In terms of ambition, where do you stand right now?
I think, I'm still trying to define success, man.
Okay.
I believe the day you decide, I've reached, that's the beginning of your downfall.
Yeah.
It's never too late to learn something new.
I like that.
Never too late to, start a new sport, explore new ventures, man, Start a new company, let it fail, start again, something else.
Yeah.
My mantra is it's never too late, honestly. There's 2 new platforms I'm trying to build right now.
Okay.
One for my merchandise, and the other one is a bit of a secret, so I'll let you know.
Atuna exclusive. That's all
I'll send you the link.
Please.
And it's ready.
Please, yeah.
But the more I get into it, the more I'm getting even more excited, because I'm like, when you see your products now starting to take off, you're like, okay, let me see how how much more I can learn and put more into this for it to have a life of its own.
Yeah.
And for it to be able to sustain itself as a business.
By itself, yes.
Without you going back to your pocket to sustain it.
I hear you.
So I think that for me, it's the quest to reach higher heights that keeps me going. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm a perfectionist, definitely. But I'm not afraid to fail, stumble, and get up and go again.
Keep going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I revisit, I'm like, okay, this didn't work. What can I rework to make this thing better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me, eventually the platform I'd worked on, I want to rework it and try and see how far that can go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe it wasn't the right, just wasn't the right time.
In the timing, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a timing
But
thing.
you see, but because of my pivot, the agency took off.
Still
And I'm still
works.
busy on that side.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get to a comfortable place of like, okay, let's revisit this issue and see
Where
how we
were
can get
we?
that
I love that.
up and running.
I love that.
Also, I believe in also trying to bring a whole new crop of entrepreneurs and artists up, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm learning a lot from the younger generation of
Artists?
artists
Yeah.
and guys in tech.
Okay.
The other day, so I built, literally myself, I built my old website, a new website last week on my own. After 3-4 days of
Look
training.
at that. Yeah.
I'm like, this, I'm like, I paid my devs a lot of money. Why did I pay them?
I would have done it
I'm
myself.
Like, I'm like, I can do this, but you can't do everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it doesn't have to sit down and try and learn a new skill every day, because it opens now your mind as an entrepreneur of, you know exactly what you want out of your product, what you want to create. You know what service providers to use. You know, definitely know if you're being played or not, whether you're being given value for your money or not. You know what I mean? So, yeah, still on that quest, man.
Hey, man, all the best.
Yeah, man, thank you.
All the best. I love that you put yourself in the student position.
Yeah.
Despite having done all these things, succeeded in all these ways, that student position is something special for the artist. Thank you for that,
It's
man.
never too late to learn, man.
Good. 2 more questions.
Be nice. Be
yeah.
nice.
No, very nice, very nice. Number 1, I think it would be a disservice to not ask about all these interactions with, especially the big dancehall and reggae artists, and you traveling the world. But I'll make it super simple. What's that interaction that you had, whether you ended up recording with them or performing with them, that you found out, like this artist was, you know, someone you either looked up to or you thought they were a genius by themselves, and you're like, normally guys are screaming, seeing me, I want to scream because I've seen this one. And this is now away from Keishaka Studio Day One.
I think there are 3.
Okay.
There's a couple, but I can mention 3. Number 1 was Akon. So we opened for Akon in Tanzania.
Okay.
But even when we met him, because I was performing with Nas and Bebe Cool, even when we met him, Nas was like, he really loves your, your music. And I'm there just trying to be shy. I'm like, oh man, you know, I was so starstruck when I met Akon because 1, what he had achieved, not only musically, but as an entrepreneur that time was so amazing.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Two-Face.
Two-Face,
Two-Face
Baba.
Idibia.
Yeah.
And Baba, that was like when Afrobeats came in, he's one of the major guys who started that movement. But I used to admire him as a songwriter and a performer. And I just loved his art. And so I first met him when I went to Nigeria, because I was performing there, but I went to have a session with him. And I was so starstruck. I couldn't believe this is Two-Face I'm meeting. But the first thing he did when he saw me, he started singing Chuki.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? So
wow.
When MTV Base started, 2 of the songs that were on high rotation was African Queen and Chuki.
And Chuki.
On constant rotation.
Yeah.
And he started singing Chuki Ndo, and then he didn't know what he was singing. So I'm like, this is Two-Face singing my song. Now the other guys were Morgan Heritage. For me, that was humbling because I grew up listening to them and what they used to do vocally on stage and on records was amazing. And how they kept that unit as a family band, I really used to admire that. So when I got to meet them and actually work with them, it's a very humbling experience. And the day I opened for them in Nairobi, they called me up on stage and we got to perform our song together. But before we started performing, he stopped, Peter, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He stopped the music. He's like, no, why? Let's not sing yet. Come here. And then he pointed to the crowd. He was like, you know what? This is one of Kenya's greatest. Let me tell you, I was done. The time Morgan Heritage is endorsing you as a reggae artist who's not from the Caribbean, it was such an humbling experience, man. I'd never seen anything like that. For me, it was everything, man. Yeah. So I think those are 3 times I really found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, the Grams Morgan one is something else, man. Especially because it's not that long ago, you know.
Yeah, no, man.
Bless up, bro. To my final question. Again, no pressure. It's super casual.
No worries.
My final question. We spoke of the tipsy G's of the time, and you spoke of wanting to mentor the next generation. If you were to share a message to them in terms of secrets around longevity, to the entrepreneurs as well, you know, how to still get up, wipe up, and keep moving, what would you share in that regard? And it could be both from business or from music.
For the artists, keep studying your consumer.
Okay.
They're not just fans, they're consumers. They're actually, it's a market that you're feeding. Study them. Anytime your fan is stopping you to sign an autograph and they say, hey bro, I love this song, this last song of yours, this Uprising song. I take that back with me to the studio and try and see how can I maintain that fan and show them I've also grown. Apply that in your next session. Don't be too comfortable with where you're at because you're signing an autograph. You know, because they'll move on to the next hot product. You know what I mean? So keep on studying your consumer. Another thing, never stop learning, man. Learn an instrument, learn a software, a sequencing software that you can use. Go for engineering classes, audio engineering classes. It'll set you miles apart from other artists. That will always keep you ahead of the game. Always ask yourself, how do I rebrand and take my brand to the next level?
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, man.
We'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen, the lion himself, Wyre.
Thank you.
Man, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you, bro.
For being that image that a lot of young guys back in the 90s looked at into the 2000s and they were like, I want to be that guy. Whether it's in the smoothness of how you handle women's hearts, you know, or it's in the vulnerability that you share through your music, in the hype of the music, in the dancehall of it, you know, in the ambition, you went out and you touched those trophies, you know, you brought them home from the Chanelos to the Kisemas to, you know, Miami to Jamaica. You are always one of us guys we opened inside us to look for. Unajua, tulifungua buzz, ilikuwa inaitwa buzz, Young Nation.
The buzz.
Na unakata mziki ya Wyre. Sasa ndio unachangamka. Ulikuwa unangojea hiyo part. I love that. You know, thank you for all that. Thank you for everything you've done with Necessary Noise. When you came together as a East African Bashman crew, thank you. Thank you for still getting up every time you felt maybe this is the last song, maybe this is the last album, maybe this is the last performance. Asante sana.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
Asante sana.
Thank you. And thanks for having me, man.
Hey, bless up, bro.
Killing
and
it on the
happy
podcast,
holidays, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Asante.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time for Wyre. Good. On your next visit to Sugar Bowl, treat yourself to a Sugar Bowl Sloppy Joe. The Sugar Bowl Slow Joe is juicy, tangy, and beautifully messy. It layers tomato beef mince, cheddar crumble, fresh red cabbage slaw, and that signature house chili kick. Well, beside it, you could try chips or even salad for the finish. Ooh, chips or salad for the finish will do. And pro tip, pair it with a strawberry mojito, and thank me later. Hey, maximum magic, baby. Let's go. See you at Sugar Bowl, baby. How about a most memorable close to a fantastic run of the first season of the Casually Human podcast with Martin Kigondu at the most beautiful space this side of the Sahara, aka Sugarbo. You can recommend us to your friends, family, and follow us on Spotify, on the socials, and definitely on the YouTube. As for me, I'm at Kigondu on all different social media platforms. That is at KIGONDUW. And as a podcast, we are at casually_human_pod on IG, on X, TikTok, and everywhere you look for us.